back to our topic, our Python. Python is in PyDER. So usually 11th standard, after 11th standard, you will be having 12th standard. Usually for practical examination, the external examiner will come for the evaluation. So the first question will be, the external examiner will be checking whether you know the basics or not like advanced concepts. First question sometimes, if I am an examiner, if I'm going as an examiner, surely I will ask a question. What is Python? What is Python? So you have to learn the basics. So we are checking whether you know the basics or not. You have done the program perfect, all the 2 programs perfectly done, but what is Python? In programming, what is Python? If you are not able to give the answer for that, what the external examiner will think? You by hearted all the programs, you don't know much. So in that way, what is Python and what is IDE? And so when I was taking the class last year, the same thing I told them. So they asked me by the way, what is Python? So you should not ask a question like that. You have to know what are the different, the basic things. Okay, understood? So what was the last topic you studied? Basic? Basil, only one Basil is there in the class, right?
Sir.
Which topic? Computer science. I see. Which topic? No idea. Anyone?
Barebone of Python.
Bare bones of Python. Bare bones, and that is a new term to you. That is nothing but a format of Python language. But in your textbook or in all the notes, the word is that's the word, bare bones of Python. That is a format of, or you can say a plan, how this particular thing is working. What are the different contents? You can say the format of the Python program is called bare bones. So there we have seen expression, and we have seen all the things like tokens, different types of tokens, different operators, and last class we have seen what is data type, isn't it? That was the topic we have seen, data type. And Joe, tell me, what is the data type?
Types of data.
Type of data. And why are you using data type? Type of data and a type of data and waiting for you. Type of data and Gauri.
Corresponding operations on data.
Corresponding operations. Simply data type of data. From the word itself, type of data. Why are you using that type of data? Type of data and the corresponding operations on that particular data we call data type. That is a complete definition of data type. Okay? Clear? Is that clear? Mohammed Irfan? Why no response? I'm calling your name and you are not responding. Is it my problem or your my problem? Mohammed Irfan.
Yes,
are you getting my point? Okay.
Yes.
Now let's see different data types available in Python. The first data type is number. These are the basic things. The first data type is number.
Ma'am, is this third chapter in Python?
No. See, different chapters, forget about the different chapters. I might be giving you like different notes. This is under Python fundamentals. Sometimes it will come as a new chapter, but again it is a, since we are taking the class in common, so there is no point in telling which chapter. This is again Python fundamentals. This data type is also a part of Python fundamentals. Okay. The first one was introduction. How you are installing it. That is the how you install Python. Which ID we have to use, either how to configure it, how to write the program, what is the extension, all these things we study. Somebody is watching TV and watching the class. So either you turn off the TV or you go in some other place and sit. Okay. So the next topic is Python fundamentals. What are if you want to write the Python program, what all the things you have to study? For example, in English language, if you want to learn English language, what is the primary thing you have to study? After that, you should know the grammar. Then only we can write the sentence, right? Actually, the same way, this is also a part of Python fundamentals. Python fundamentals are not over, but you don't have a prescribed textbook for even for IT or computer science by CBSE. So what we used to do is there are different authors. So that authors, Subita Arora is one author, and Rita Sahu, different authors are there. They will take the content from different textbooks. For example, Python. They will refer that textbook and they will write it as their text. Their notes will be written and they will take, you are studying a database. So they will refer a database textbook and they will add it here. They will take another syllabus, the networking, they will add it here and they will publish as a single textbook. So in each and every publication, since you haven't got your textbook yet, each and every publication, the number of chapters are different. We'll say the unit. Unit 1, fundamentals of computer. Unit 2, Python programming. Unit 3, networking. Like that it goes. Okay. So we are saying about different data types. The first data type is number. The first one is number. What is a number? What are the different types of numbers and city? Numbers.
Numbers.
What are the different types of numbers you used to see in your real world?
1 to 10. 100
that is whole numbers, isn't it? Whole numbers. Then in mathematics, you say natural numbers, integers, decimal numbers, isn't it? So the same way here we have numbers plus one more number is there. That is called math students. Reply me. We have integers. Integers means both minus and plus symbols. Then we have decimal point numbers. One more number is there. Who can say math?
Rational numbers.
Rational numbers. Then
Real numbers.
Real number. Real numbers means 7.3 is called a real number.
Prime numbers.
You are very near. Real
Prime
numbers.
Prime numbers.
Prime number is again a number. Normal numbers like integer. One more number. It's very close. One clue I'll give you. In that number, there is a word called real. Now who can say? Amal Kesari is thinking. Tell me the answer. Atul KK. Real, it has a real part, and these kind of numbers have real part and imaginary part. Real part and imaginary part. Then that kind of numbers are called as you haven't studied
Once more.
these kind of numbers. They have a real part and a complex part. These kind of numbers are called as complex numbers. Have you haven't studied about complex numbers in 10th standard? Adityaraj?
No, ma'am.
No. Very sorry. I thought you studied all these things. Okay. So numbers can be normal without points. We call it as natural numbers. That generally we will call it as integers. Then we have numbers that is decimal point numbers. So integer means it can be a negative number or it can be a positive number. Integer. Okay. Then number decimal point 3.14. Its point value. Even 3.0 is a decimal number because we have written a point. Complex numbers, the format is this is called a real part. You don't have to do any programs related to it. This is called imaginary part. That is a section in mathematics, that is complex numbers, that you will study. Saying you will study in 12th or 11th standard, you will study. That is a special kind of number. That's called complex numbers. That notes are coming below. No need to write this example. No, don't write. Then next comes string. What is a string? Atul. What is a string?
And text.
String. Yes.
Words.
Words. So in Python, I told you the string can be, it should be enclosed in either this is called as a string, or it should be enclosed in double quotes. Okay, either it should be enclosed in single quotes or it should be enclosed in double quotes. This is also a string. Even we have only one character, that is also considered as string. Everything in Python is a string. What about this? Amalraj. What do you think? Is it a number or string? Amalraj, I am asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
1 0 I have written in quotes. Is it a number or a string? Huh? Only the answer I did not hear. Once again. Before. Now let me tell you the definition of string once again. Anything which is enclosed in quotes is considered as a string. Now tell me, what is it a string or number? String. Okay, so even though I have written 1 0, it's a number, but it is enclosed in quotes. It can be a single quote or double quote. Then it becomes a string, not a number. Number should not have any quotes. Okay. Then Boolean, that also I told you in the last class. Boolean is either true or false. Only two values are. Okay. Then this couple text dictionary a little bit complicated topic that we will see one by one. Okay, these are the different data types, primary inbuilt data types which are available in Python. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Mutable, immutable, see later. In the other notes also I told you function. Function we will see later. In bare bones of Python, we have few things called functions. I will see later. The same way, mutable, immutable. After explaining all this, I'll tell you.
Ma'am, I can't see the screen sharing.
You are not able to see it?
I am also
No,
not able
ma'am.
to see, ma'am.
What you are telling me now about it? Let me share the screen once again. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Numbers. So write the subheading as numbers. So numbers are divided into integers, floating point numbers, and complex numbers. So what is the use of this numbers? Numbers are used to store numeric values. So we
Ma'am, integer.
yes, integers.
Got, ma'am. I got.
Integer means nothing. Integer means either positive or negative numbers. The negative numbers or that's called integers. When you say natural numbers, you won't say negative value. Integer means it can be positive or negative. Positive and negative numbers, whole numbers are called as integers. Understood? Got it? Hello? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Next one, floating point numbers that I told you, then complex numbers. These are the things. Now let's see what is integer. What's an integer? Integers are values with no decimal point. It can be positive or negative values without any point. They are called as integers. So what are integers? Are positive, negative numbers with no decimal point. Okay. What is the meaning of unlimited size? What's the meaning of unlimited size? When you write a is equal to 10, what happens in memory? Actually, you took Spider, you started a Python program, and you wrote the first statement as a is equal to 10, and you are executing the program by clicking the play button. So what happens in the memory? Meenakshi.
Don't know, ma'am.
Idea. A is equal to 10. What is happening in the memory? No one knows. Then why I told you in the first chapter, find
Value
the
of
computer.
value of a will be given as 100.
100. Okay, that is okay. What is happening in memory? That is my first chapter. First topic was computer
Will be stored.
fundamentals. It will be stored where? Which memory? Primary memory or secondary memory?
Primary.
Primary memory. Working memory is called primary memory. A is equal to 10. That means there should be a place in the memory to store this value 10 with a reference of A. That means A is pointing to 10. That means there should be some space to store 10, isn't it? But in Python, you can consume any memory. That means you can declare any variable with any data type. So there is no limitation. You can utilize, suppose we have 100 4 GB RAM, you can use 4 GB RAM if it is available. That is the meaning of unlimited size. Here a term we have seen, unlimited size. So Python did not, in C++ program and all, it will allow you to, it will allow you only 2 bytes of memory to store for integer, only 2 bytes of memory. 2 bytes means what? How many bits, Meenakshi? 2 bytes. That's why we study. Yeah. 2 bytes, how many bits?
8 bits.
Krishnandran, 2 bytes, how many bits? So each and every topic is interconnected. Yes, Krishnandran, how many bytes? Sorry, how many bits?
16.
16 bits. Computer knows only the language of electric pulse. So,
you see the screen share.
How come? Happening then. Now,
No, ma'am.
then what are you seeing on the screen? Me. Huh? Now, what about now?
No, ma'am, it is loading.
See, Hari, are you able to see?
No, ma'am.
Let me try once again. Now, your screen sharing paused. Okay, wait. So the board is so sensitive, by mistake my finger and somewhere else. Resume share. Now you can see, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what we were telling about, okay. C++ language allows only 2 bytes of memory for integer. 2 bytes means 16 bits. Computer memory, you know, computer memory is storing the data in the form of electrical pulses. Electrical pulses means it can be either 0 or 1. So 16 bits means what is the smallest value for 16 bits? What is the smallest value? It can be, which is the smallest integer value which can be stored in binary format. This would. How many bits? Correct? 16 bits. The smallest value is? Vithul, I am waiting for you, Vithul. Smallest value is? Evelyn. Sarah. Aryan, Lydia, Muhammad Ali, Grishma. Someone respond. Dia, Meenakshi. 16 bits. So what is the smallest value? What is telling? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Full
7,
zero, ma'am.
8. 16 zeros. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 zeros. That is the smallest value that you can store. in binary format, then binary will be converted into integer. So this will be 0. The integer value is 0. What will be the last value? What do you have to say?
1
Last
1
value?
1 1.
1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Till 16.
That means how to find out it? 2 raised to 16. Isn't it? The number of combinations are 2 raised to 16 because it allows 16 bits. 2 raised to 16. 2 raised to, what is the value of 2 raised to 16? If you have any scientific calculator, you can find out it is something like 64,000. Integer means it allows both negative values and positive values. So divided by 2. So minus 32,000 something to plus 32,000 something is the limit. Then don't have to worry about the technical details. I just told you there is a limit. If you are declaring a value as integer, data type as integer, and if you are trying to store 1 lakh, the value 1 lakh in that variable, C++ program will give you an error message, because it will give you an error message. It will tell you that it is exceeding the size of integer. But here in Python, there is no limitation. You can use all the memory RAM to write the number. Okay, that you understood? I don't worry about that 32,000 and all. I just told you what is it. Okay. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see how to store values in an integer. So here you can see example. A is equal to 100. So what is this A, Anthony? What is this A called?
100.
What is this A is called as? A has a name in Python that we have seen the last class. Muhammad Adil. Ashish Bini, Muhammad Ulfan. Someone say the answer.
Variable.
Variable. It is called as variable. A is called as variable. A is equal to 100. So the meaning is that the value 100. 100 is an integer or not? Dia. Is it an integer value or it is a floating point value? It's a complex value. What kind of value it is?
Integer.
Integer. 100 means it's a whole number. It is an integer. So 100 is an integer and you are storing this 100 in variable A. So automatically A becomes a variable with data type which can store a value integer. So each and every variable depends on their value. If you are writing A is equal to 100, that means A is an integer. We will call it as A is an integer variable. What is the meaning of integer variable? A can store integer value. Okay. Clear? Now another example here. B is equal to minus 100. So is it an integer or decimal value? Elvina.
Ma'am, it is an integer.
It is a both minus value, negative values are also called as integers. So we will call it as B is an integer data type. Integer variable. We call it as integer variable. B is an integer variable. And now next statement it is written as C is equal to 1 into 20. So here C is an integer or not? Basil, is C an integer?
No, ma'am.
No, why?
Ma'am, into.
Into. Okay, into. So, into means the multiplication. And listen, children, when you multiply one integer with another integer, the answer will be another integer. That means C is a
Integer.
integer. 1 is an integer, 20 is an integer. So when you multiply 20 and 1, definitely you should get an integer as answer. That value will be stored in C. So C is a integer variable. Okay. But when you do division operation, that is different. Okay. D is equal to 3 minus 4. Hannah, D is an integer or not?
Yes, it is an integer.
Yes, is an integer because it retrieves 3 minus 4 is negative 1, minus 1. So minus 1 is an integer and it will be stored in D. So it is an integer. Okay. One more statement you can see here. Print A. What is the use of print A? Ask if any print. What is the use of print command? Ashish, Benny. Unmute and say the answer. Grishma, Joshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what is the use of print function?
For displaying
For displaying the value on the screen, isn't it? So when you display, if you want to display the value which is stored in variable A, then you have to write the statement like this. You haven't written any code. Have you written any code? Print A. The meaning is that Python will check, Python interpreter or Python compiler will go and check in primary memory and check whether a variable A is there or not. So it will find out, okay, A is there. What is the value of A? A's value is 100. In this example, 100. That will be retrieved, and that value will be used on the screen. Okay. Now a question. What will be displayed? What will be displayed? Hari, what do you think? What will be displayed on the screen?
Just A.
A itself. Very good, very good. Why? A itself, because it is enclosed in code. Whatever enclosed in code will be shown in the same way as it is. But when you are not writing A means A is a variable. Without writing anything in the code, that means it's a variable. That means it has to take the Python compiler will take the value of A. But when you are writing A in code, that means A is a string value. So it will be displayed as such. So time up. Hope you understood these concepts. One more period is there. So we'll continue with that. If you have any doubt in these things, we can ask in the next period. We'll continue with the next data type. Okay? Next period do you have a class? Next period?
No.
Okay, then go and take lunch. Okay? Bye. See you in the next class.